So Mamdani is riding high. Just hope he doesn't let it go to his head and start calling for the arrest of a world leader in the Middle East of a war, in the middle of a war. Surely he won't. Wait, what's that I'm hearing? Oh, he did that. He called for the arrest of Benjamin Netanyahu.
My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant.
So Mamdani's not going to arrest him, but he still wants the federal government to arrest Netanyahu. Got it. With us now, Democratic strategist Madeline Summerville and Republican strategist and founder of Endeavor PAC, Tiffany Smiley. Madeline, can I start with you? Is it a good idea for Democrats who look like they're going to have a good midterm election to have Zohran Mamdani calling for the arrest of Benjamin Netanyahu?
Yeah, and here's why. So it's for a couple of reasons. First of all, the issue of Israel in general is a dividing line for basically the candidates that have a chance of getting elected and the candidates that don't, because it's our culture war on the left. It's the morality line that people have drawn. Either you're willing to accept what Netanyahu is doing or you're not willing to. And so that's his explicit statement that he's made. And honestly, New York mayors have been doing stuff like this for a long time. Giuliani kicked out Yasser Arafat from Lincoln Center. I mean, they've been making comments like this on world affairs since, like, I think it was Fierro LaGuardia was the last one that did it when he commented on Hitler and called them brown shirts. So this is a tradition, right? It's been happening for a really long time, and it's important for him to make a morality statement like that. And he's also saying, I respect the law, unlike Trump, who the AP has said has violated court orders 31 times. If he would have looked up the law and he would have seen that he couldn't do it, he would have figured out a way to maneuver things and then wait till it got to the Supreme Court.
I will say it may work to demonstrate his moral line among voters in New York City, but if I represent a district that is not New York City and a Democrat, I'm not sure I'm thrilled about it. Tiffany, I want to play some sound from Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, who thinks there's more going on here than just Mamdani popping off.
He talks about the International Criminal Court. Well, that's a kangaroo court. But ultimately, it's not about Prime Minister Netanyahu in Israel. It's about arresting Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio in the future if they ever travel abroad.
Okay. Do you buy that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with my friend Senator Tom Cotton. He is very wise. He knows international law. He knows international diplomacy very, very well. Clearly, Mamdani, who, by the way, it took me a whole year just to pronounce his name correctly. Now he is a household name. Everyone in America knows Mamdani, the mayor of New York City, who is now the leader of the Democrat Party. And I do agree. Mamdani is trying to tiptoe into federal politics. And he is, feeling emboldened. He's thinking outside of the box. He's doing things that Democrats have never been able to do. And the Democrats' only, I think, uniting force, and your previous guest sort of alluded to it, is that they don't like Donald Trump. They don't like this administration. So he absolutely is setting up something bigger. This isn't just about Netanyahu. This is about Rubio and Hegseth and President Trump in the future and what control the Democrats can have over this administration.
I want to play something that Mamdani said to Jon Stewart, and I want to get you both quickly to react on the other side.
If you think about a lot of what we've come to accept as just the facts of life across our country, a lot of it is also still driven by democratic socialist principles. Now, if today you and I were to introduce the idea of a building that lends out books for free, we would be slandered in the same way that so many new ideas are slandered today, and yet that's the library. And the same thing with the fire department, the same thing with public schools.
We've come to accept as just the facts of life across our country. A lot of it is also still driven by democratic socialist principles. Madeline, is that right?
Definitely. You got two of my absolute favorites on there talking about this. Here's the thing. So when I was a speechwriter for the Georgia State Senate, what happened was the senators all wrote down their mission statements, and it said things like, we want people to have food to eat and a bed to sleep in and healthcare. And then when I wrote it into the speeches, the caucus director had me take it out because she said it was too harsh. They didn't have the courage of their convictions, the senators, to say what they believed in. So they made somebody else say it for them. And that's Mamdani here, because the truth is they did want free healthcare. They did want these things this whole time.
Last word to you, Tiffany. I mean, I like libraries, but I don't consider myself a democratic socialist. Are we conflating? Is that a bridge too far by Mamdani?
I mean, Mamdani is the leader of the Democrat Party. So I think it is setting up a very interesting midterm. It's fascinating. I don't think socialism, this communist ideals will last in this country. They cannot. It will not survive. So we'll see how far it can go. But the Republicans better get their messaging right and lock in to deliver in the midterms.
I mean, that's the thing. 104 days. Voters are going to get to tell us what they think. Madeline Summerville and Tiffany Smiley. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.